I've been saying it all along. I mean, since we did that, this guy's not complained, cried, nothing. He's just come out and he's gotten ready to play. When he doesn't play, he stays ready to come into the game. When his name has been called, he's been ready. I mean, I've been nothing but impressed by him this whole time. His defense at second base has gotten really firm in a good way. Of course, those home runs are really properly struck tonight. That was the difference in the game. But it's a credit to him as a person. The fact that here's a guy that's been on the All-Star team a couple times, and now all of a sudden he's relegated to a different role, and eventually does this in a very important game. So give him a lot of credit, not just a little.
How much of that is changing a person's focus who was, paid for personal numbers and changing it, helping him understand the role of a team?
Winning baseball. Yeah, I mean, it's, when you're that young and you come up, obviously, and the Cubs were not doing well at that particular time, it's difficult to really get into that mindset that you need to participate in this kind of a situation and contribute. So all of a sudden we're there, and I know he wants to be part of it. So you do have to refocus in a sense at that particular time. And again, all credit to him. It's not me, it's not anybody, it's not coaches, it's him, because it's the individual that has to make that adjustment. I really anticipate you're going to see this guy kind of hit and play like that the rest of this season. That kind of game today can make a huge difference for him down the road. So, again, give him all the credit.
How much are you in these September games, playing along the chess match? He brings in a lefty, you go to your righties. You have so many options.
It depends. It depends. I mean, they have a couple lefties like Lyons and Segrist that are better against righties than lefties. For instance, you have the bases loaded there and 2 outs, and here comes Listella versus him. Now, we could bring somebody off the bench who's probably a high strikeout profile versus Listella, who's probably going to move the baseball. And furthermore, the big bucket of information indicates play the lefty over the righty right now. It's early in the game, too. So all those things were factors at that particular moment. If it was oppressively different, I probably would have done something differently at that time.
Even though Listella's, he was over 3 less lefties at that point, doesn't
Oh, no, of course not. I look at a lot of other things, and of course, he did move the ball. He had some really good swings during that at-bat, actually, and it just didn't play.
I mean, you see the whole situation with Anthony there when he got hit.
Right, and I'm glad you brought it up. I'm really disappointed in what the Cardinals did right there, absolutely. We did not hit their guy on purpose at all. That was an absolute mistake. There's no malicious intent whatsoever on Darren Herron's part, none. So to become this vigilante group that all of a sudden wants to get their own pound of flesh, that's absolutely insane and ridiculous and wrong. I mean, and furthermore, we don't start stuff, but we will stop stuff. We will end stuff. So that's their call. That was their moment right there. And furthermore, in the 9th inning, they were playing behind us when we were leading by 5 runs. The next time they do it, we're going to run. I want everybody to know that. I never read that particular book that the Cardinals wrote way back in the day. I was a big Branch Rickey fan, but I never wrote this book that the Cardinals have written regarding how to play baseball. So if you play behind us, we're up by 5 points in the 9th, we're running, and you have every right to do the same thing. Why? Because if we score more runs there, you could easily keep Rondon from having to warm up, easily. But the fact that we don't score more runs there, you have to get Rondon up when they get 2 guys on potentially. So there's all these different forces of nature at work right there. And furthermore, that particular book that you guys got was written right around the turn of the last century, not the previous, like 1900, when it took, several singles to score a run as opposed to one big guy coming up and hitting a home run. So all that has changed. You could take that book and you could read it yourself, because I don't give a crap about that book. So I want everybody there to understand that. We don't start stuff, but we will stop stuff.
Joe, no thought that the pitch could have just gotten away from the bell out?
Of course not. Of course not. That is ridiculous. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about pitching inside. I don't want to hear any of that crap. The pitch that Danny hit, they're a guy with absolutely a mistake. And, Danny, it's just a mistake. It just happened. It was awful. We hated it. We all hated it in the dugout. I'm happy that he's fine. Absolutely. But you don't do that under those circumstances. We don't start stuff, but we will finish stuff.
Joe, the situation, late September series, 2 teams in the division, is that a factor with any of this today? And any history?
Not for me. I have no history with the Cardinals except that I used to love them as a kid growing up. I mean, right now, that really showed me a lot today in a negative way. I don't know who put out the hit. I don't know if Tony Soprano was in the dugout. I didn't see him in there. But we're not going to put up with that. Let me just say that, from them or anybody else. I didn't cause a ruckus out there because I have a lot of respect for the umpire crew that was in charge today. I thought they did a great job. Not a good job, they did a great job. But I just want them to know this. We're not going to take that. Very simple. Anthony was outstanding. He was outstanding. That's all. Danny did a great job. He was the umpiring crew today did a wonderful job. I just want people to know, just because we didn't go out there in that particular moment is not a sign of weakness. We didn't go out there out of respect to the umpires.